Today, we are going to talk about the 5 steps to setting your goals. I'm Dwayne Appeal, and I'm the founder of Canadian Small Businesswomen. Thank you for joining us. So, goal setting, it seems like it's one of those hot topic things that everyone always talks about, how to set your goals. And of course, if I didn't start off by saying setting SMART goals, it would be like, huh, what? So yes, the first thing, you want to set SMART goals. Everyone should know what SMART goals are if you do not. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals. So when they say set specific goals, you don't want to say something like, if you take it back to Pinky and the Brain, I want to take over the world. You have to be specific about what you want to do. You have to make sure it is measurable. So how do you know that you've achieved your goal? You want to make sure it's achievable. You don't want to say you're trying to take over the world. And that doesn't sound achievable, right? You want to be realistic with your goals, and you want to make sure it's timely. So you want to always do that. Set that time frame and have that goal date. So a goal would be, I would like to have a launch party for my planner that is going to be held in 2 weeks at this location. So that would be my SMART goal. It's specific. I know I want to have a party. It's measurable in terms of I can know if I have the party or if I don't have the party. It's achievable because it's a party. It doesn't have to be big or small. It could be 10 people. It's still a party. It's a realistic goal, and it's timely because I did set a time frame. So the second step or second thing I would like to add is to record your goals so that you know and you can see what you achieve. So I would want to write somewhere, maybe have a poster board and say, launch party, and write down all the things I need to do in order to get the party done so that I can look and I can see my progress, or I can have it in a planner, have it somewhere, just write it all down so that you can see your progress to achieving the goal. You also want to set goals that motivate you. Nothing is worse than setting a goal that you have absolutely no interest in, because then you're setting yourself up for failure. You want to be motivated by your goals. I know every year when it comes to January, everyone's goal is I want to lose weight. Okay, how many pounds? How long is it going to take you? Do you really want to do this, or are you doing it because you feel like it's the right thing to do because it's January, and that's usually one of those resolutions that everyone has. So you want to really make sure it's something that motivates you, because if you're motivated to do it, you're more than likely going to be successful at achieving the goal. The other thing is to make an action plan. So remember I said in step 2 that, it's great to have that list of things to do. You want to lay out everything you need to get done in order to achieve the goal. Lay out your action plan. Cross things out as they go along. Write down who you need or what tools you need in that plan. So for example, I'm having a launch party. I might want cake. So I need to make sure I write down, okay, this is the person I'm contacting for the cake. I need to call them by this amount of time, give them this time period in order to get the cake done, how much it's going to cost. I might want a DJ or a band. Okay, I need to factor all that in, because now it's not just up to me. It's up to all those parties involved to come together and make it happen. So I need to write down that action plan so that I know what amount of time each person needs, how much money each person needs. All these things are very important. What tools they might need. Let's say the band needs a stage. I need to make sure that the venue has a stage, right? So make an action plan. The other thing is to stick to the goal. Now, I know a lot of times we all, we waver. We might go off that path. But the only way to achieve the goal is to stick to it. If you say you're going to do something, do it. At the end of the day, I always say I'm a woman of my word. If I say I'm going to do something, you better believe I'm going to do it, because it's not really about disappointing me or disappointing others. It's just the fact that I said I'm going to do it. I must do it. So the 5 steps, again, let me review them, to setting your goals. You want to make sure they're SMART goals. And remember, SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. The second thing is to record your goals so that you can see what you achieve. The third thing is to set goals that motivate you. You want to be motivated by those goals. The fourth thing is to make an action plan so that you can see your progress in achieving the goals. And the fifth thing really is to stick to that goal. You don't stop until you've achieved it. I'm going to give you a little story about that. I was a part of this challenge in my boot camp, and I had to do my 10,000 steps a day. And let me tell you, sometimes it was a little bit painful because it would be freezing cold outside, and I don't want to go outside to go for a walk to do my steps. And I would stand and march in front of the television because I want to get my steps. You know, that Fitbit was life. And I remember my trainer told me one day, he's like, just go outside for a walk. I'm like, okay, I'll go outside and I'll just, like walk for an hour. He's like, no. Don't turn around to come home until your Fitbit buzzes. And, every time I go out for that walk with that Fitbit, I don't even think of going home until it buzzes, because when it buzzes, I know I reached my 10,000 steps. I know I've achieved my goal, and now I can go home, because the worst thing I want is to get home and I'm at 9,500 and I just need 500 more steps. But in my head, I know it might be 10 a.m. and I'm going to do 500 steps before the end of the day. But my goal was not to come home until I hit 10,000. So I would have to go back out and walk around the block. So I make sure I don't even think of turning around to go home. I don't head home. I don't think of home until I have reached my goal. So I'm very good at sticking to the goal. So try to stick to your goal. I will have a free download for you about goal setting. I'll explain SMART tools and just rehash the 5 steps to setting your goals. Thanks for joining us.